everyone, welcome back to the Harts. I'm so glad you are here and I hope you are all doing well. Yeah, so for today's DIY, I'm gonna show you 3-door hanger sign using items from Dollar Tree. So if you like this project, keep on watching, and if you are new to my channel, you are welcome here. Thanks for dropping by. Make sure to subscribe and stick around. Let's get started. I grabbed this round board at Dollar Tree. You can find it at the picture frame section. First, I peeled off the paper from one side, then I painted it. This will be a gift to a friend, that's why I'm polishing it so good. So I painted it both sides. I gave one coat on this side and then I flipped the board. I removed the stickers. The sticker doesn't come off easily, so I use wet towels. And then I painted it. Give it 2 coats. I let it dry in between coats. I have this paper stencil that I made using my ScanNCut. If you don't have a machine, it's okay. You can use another technique like lettering transfer or watch my second DIY. I did not use a machine on that project. Then I tape the stencil so it will stay in place. Then I paint over the stencil using jet black acrylic paint. I let it dry first before I peeled off the stencil, and then there are some paint around the letters. So I clean it up using the white Waverly Chalk paint in a paintbrush. For the bow, I'm using these ribbons that I've got from Dollar Tree. I'm removing the lace because I want it plain. Dollar Tree carry a plain ribbons, but I don't have it, so I'm using the one that I have on hand. There are so many ways to make bows, but this is my way and it works great. I don't have any floral wire, so I'm using jute twine. Then I'm making another bow. I'm using these ribbons that I've got from Joann's. It was 80% off when I bought it. And then the same method that I use on the other bow, but this time I used the remaining piece to make tails. Then I attached the bows on the board using hot glue, and I added some greenery that I have on hand. You can use any greeneries that you have. Then I grabbed my sandpaper to sand it down to give it a farmhouse look. Then I flipped the sign to attach the lace that I removed earlier. You can stop right here, but I have this love grows sign that I've got from Dollar Tree. I just need the leaves and I added it. Then voila, we're done! My friend loved it so much and I can't wait to give it to her. Yeah, so let's proceed on the next DIY. I'm using the same kind of board that I used on my first DIY. I painted it with 2 coats. I let it dry in between coats. Then I used painter's tape so that I can paint around it to make stripes. Then I use my ruler to mark 1.5 inches of spacing between each stripe. I use jet black acrylic paint and a foam brush. I give it 2 coats and I let it dry in between coats. When I remove the tape, it removes some of the white paint, so I touch it up with white paint using a small brush. For the word hi, I'm using Sharpie and a photo paper. You can also use some parchment paper or anything that's glossy. Then I apply hot glue around the letter. You don't really need to put a lot of hot glue because you will take this off later. Then after that, I attach the nautical rope. This is optional. I painted the letter hi with the nutmeg brown. You can use any other paint or let it as is. But I want my word to have that rustic look. Then I remove the word hi to transfer it on the board that we made earlier. I just arrange it until I'm happy with how it looks. And then I also apply hot glue to attach it. After putting the word hi on the board, I feel like something is missing. The dot of the letter I needs to be done. So I unbraid the strand of nautical rope to make the dot and arrange it on the photo paper and paint it like earlier. Then I make a bow using the same technique as the first project. I also use greenery around the bow on the board. I time lapse it because it's the same as the one that you saw on my first DIY. Then voila, we're done. I love how it turned out, and this is mine. I'm going to put it on our front door. Yeah, so let's proceed on the DIY number 3. Here I'm using this Christmas board that I found on my craft stash. You can use any board that you have. I cannot go out right now, so I'm just using whatever I have. Then I peel off the paper on the board, then I use Waverly Chalk paint, giving it incomplete one coat. Then I made these patterns and traced it onto the cookie sheet. I can also provide the patterns on the description below. Check that out. I cut the cookie sheet. I did not cut exactly on the line. I gave it some more allowance, about 1 inch. And for the base, I traced the same patterns on the foam board. Then I cut it using Exacto knife. After I cut the pieces, I wrap around the base or the foam board with the cookie sheet. It looks so hard, but the cookie sheet is so easy to wrap around. Just follow the foam board shape. And then I just hot glue it. Just be careful because the hot glue gets so hot. Then I also did the same thing with the smaller piece. I just wrap around the cookie sheet on the foam board. I followed the shape. Then I glue together the two pieces and then I attach it to the board using hot glue. Here I used the fence that I got from Dollar Tree. I cut off the curly pieces of the fence. I cut 4 pieces. Then I arranged the curly pieces on the board with the edges facing up. You can also play with the arrangement however you want. I think if you have a big board, it's a lot of possibilities how to arrange the curly pieces. I only have the small board, so this is the only thing that I can do. I'm happy with the arrangement that I did, so I just attach it with hot glue. Then I lightly paint them with white acrylic paint. And here, as you can see at the bottom of the watering can, I use the arrow piece and the ridges is spacing down. To paint the watering can, I use pewter gray. I give it 2 coats. I use the dabbing technique. It did not show on the video, but I dab a little bit of white paint to add more dimension. I also distressed the side of the board using pewter gray. Then I feel like something is missing, so I grab my nutmeg brown to give the watering can a rustic look and more dimension. To complete the watering can, I grabbed the side of the cookie sheet and cut about 1 inch, and then I folded it and form it like a handle. Before I attach it, I painted it with the pewter gray and nutmeg brown. I also folded the side of the cookie sheet. I have the windmill from Dollar Tree. I just need the welcome sign. I cut it using the cutter and then I glue it at the bottom of the board. Then I arrange flowers into floral foam. Those flowers are from Dollar Tree. And I also apply hot glue to the bottom of the foam and put it inside the watering can. This is also a good touch, so I made a simple bow using a twine, but the twine is so light, so I painted it using dark gray, pewter gray and nutmeg brown, and it's really cute. We will be hanging this sign, so I'm using the Nautical rope for the hanger. And then I also painted it using nutmeg brown and pewter gray. Then this is how it turned out, but I feel like the handle doesn't look like 3D, so I went ahead and grabbed some piece of cookie sheet and then I just folded it and hot glue it. I did the same thing. I painted it with nutmeg brown and pewter gray, and then I'm so happy with how it turned out. Then there you go, we finished 3 door hanging sign. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, give me a big thumbs up and let me know on the comment below what is your favorite. And then if you are new to my channel, you are welcome here. Thanks again for dropping by. And again, thanks to all of my amazing subscribers for your support. Please let me know if you have requests on the comment below. So bye bye, take care, see you on my next DIY.